हेलो गाइस। आई होप दैट यू ऑल आर डूइंग फाइन। वेलकम टू आवर चैनल जिसका नाम है वीएलएसआई चैप्स। आई होप आपने आपने हमारा फर्स्ट वीडियो देखा होगा एंड अगर आपने नहीं देखा होगा तो प्लीज उसे देखना पहले। लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बिलो. So let's start with our discussion today on randomization. So as you all know that we have started a series on system verilog and we are going to discuss about randomization first and then we will move further and discuss more topics into system verilog. So let's start with randomization. So in randomization there are two methods in randomization, that is a pre-randomized method and a post-randomized method. So the flow is like this: first the pre-randomized method will execute, then randomized method will execute, and after that our post randomized method will execute. So in what is the use of pre-randomized method? So in the pre-randomized method you can initialize your values before going into randomization, or you can I also disable the randomization feature of a variable. So suppose you don't want to randomly assign the values to a variable, so you can disable it using pre-randomized method. We can see how you can do that. And using post-randomized method, what you can do is after your randomization is finished, you can change the values, the randomized values of using post randomize, and also you can display, you can use it for displaying. There are more use cases for this. Let's discuss this further using while coding. Okay, so let's start with revising our concepts first. That is, we have already discussed in our first video, that is how we do randomization. So let's do this again. So first declare one class. I'm going to make a separate video on class, why we use class, why not module. So don't worry, that video is going to come soon. So for now just remember this, that you have to write this in class. So class, then the name is, suppose again, VLSI chaps, then declare two variable, that is variable 1, then variable 2. It's upon you, I am declaring two variables. Then give data type, that is bit. Suppose, oh, this is happening. So for this you have to, on your keyboard, just press insert and then 00. So it's use numlock. Okay, 000. Okay, so the website which I am using for coding, or the platform which I am using, is the EDA Playground. So you can use this. So this is you make account on EDA Playground and start coding. Then this variable data type is bit, and our size is bit 3 down to 0, that is 4 bit. And so for randomization, as you all know, we have to use a keyword rand and randc. So don't forget that, rand and rand. Okay, so let's declare end class. So in module top you can give any name, not just top is just a name. So in module top you have to first declare the handle for our class. So what is our class name? VLSI chats, and just give the handle C. Okay, and then initial begin block you have to use new method. That is, using this new method you are assigning the memory to our class. So this is a very important step. You have to do this in every program. This new method is very important. You have to assign the memory first, and then only you can perform all the operations on it. So then let's do c dot randomize. Just revise what we did in previous video. Okay, in previous tutorial. So in this, let's go for end module. Okay, let's dollar display display the value of a equal to percentage d. Value of a is equal to, not percentage, okay, sorry, it's a mod. Okay, so d means it will display your value in decimal format. So let's display the value of c dot. Okay, here last time we used a and b, it's variable 1. Here I have said variable 2. So c dot variable 1 comma c dot variable 2. This is how you access the values of a variable of VLSI, like class. Okay, class, the name of the class is VLSI chap. So let's run this. So before running, just select the tool Synopsys VCS. Okay, in EDA Playground you will find this. So run, you will see. Okay, so we are getting a value. Variable 1 value is 9, variable 2 value is 12. So guys, let's move forward and discuss how this pre-randomize and post-randomize method works. So for that, first you have to declare pre-randomize and post-randomize. That is a function, then void, then write the name, that's the pre-randomize. pre-randomize, okay, and then end function. And again you need to write function for return type is void, and you need to write function for post randomize. So here just change the name post. Okay, so now we have pre randomize and post randomize. So for now, first let's write a display statement, that is you are inside pre randomize display inside pre randomize. Okay, pre-rand inside pre-randomize, and then again display, that is inside post randomize. Okay, now you will see while running. Okay, we are missing semicolon, please don't miss semicolon. So okay, you are going to see that is okay inside pre-rand and inside post randomize. So whatever we have written is getting printed. That is first pre-randomize is happening, then after randomization is happening, and after that post randomization is happening. So let's see what we can do with the pre-randomize. Suppose that you want the value of the variables. This variable is variable 1. So we have uh, turned on the randomization for it. How? By writing the keyword rand. So suppose you want to turn it off. So how you can do it is by using variable one, this variable name, so rand underscore mode. Okay, this is an inbuilt method, and just write 0 inside. So now if you do this and run, you will see that the value of this variable 1 will be 0. See, the randomization is off. Okay, so if you, so for this purpose mainly this pre-randomized method is used. And you can also declare, you can initialize the values. That is, suppose you want variable 1 to be 12, and also your variable 2 to be, suppose, uh, not 20, let's keep 14, because our size is 4 bit, so maximum we can go to. Okay, I am missing semicolon, please don't miss semicolon. So variable 2, yeah, I just missed this variable 1 name. Now we are going to get that values. See, now variable 1 is equal to 12 and your variable 2 is 9. Why? Because you now initialize the variable 2 equal to 14, but after randomization the value is 9. So that is the thing. So mostly this use case we don't initialize values here. We mostly, what we do is we mostly use for turning the randomization feature off, turning off the randomization feature for this variable one. So this was for pre-randomized. So what we can do for a post-randomized, that is after randomization. Suppose now what we are doing is we are displaying here, right? So we will remove from here and we will display here now. We'll remove everything because I don't want any confusion. Okay, so now what is happening, we are displaying the values. So you just remove this C because there is no need of C inside the class. After outside class, that handle name is used. C is our handle name for VLSI chaps. Okay, so after post randomization, we after after randomization, this post randomization method will work. So see, now suppose you run this, you will see the randomization is happening and you are getting the display statement variable 1 equal to 9, variable 2 equal to 12. How is it happening? So this is happening after your randomization. That is what the post randomization is meant for, not for display statement. You can do anything, you can change the value of this variable also. If you want the value of variable 1 to be changed, you can write 12. And also suppose variable 1, variable 2 equal to, suppose, 10, it is going to change after randomization. Even if the randomization is happened, even if you are assigning the randomized values, after randomization also your value will be 12 and 10. So mostly this is a use case for this. So practically we will see further how the, what is the main use case for this pre-randomized, post-randomized, and how we use it for verification. We are going to see it while doing project. So for now, just practice this, just learn how this is happening. Okay, so let's stop for today. I hope you would have liked this video. So please do like, share, and subscribe our video. And please do tell your friends that we have started this series on System Verilog. We are going to come up with more tutorials on System Verilog. All the important topics we are going to cover. And if you have any doubt, any like query regarding VLSI field, so please do join our Telegram channel, that is VLSI Chaps. So thank you guys. See you soon. Bye.